What's up, what's up, what's up, my beautiful, diverse American people? It's me, JD, the good JD, George Delata. I want to be your next president. I'm not a billionaire, not a millionaire, not a politician, not a communist, not a socialist, not a Republican, not a Democrat, not a communist, not a Marxist, just a fucking American. And I know we can do better. And just want to catch up on a couple of the current events. The masterful Mandami visit to the White House, where we saw an excellent example of exactly what I'm talking about and how love and intelligence can just completely dismantle ignorance and hatred. And we saw it on display there. We saw the charm, elegance, intelligence, and love that Mandami brought, contrasted against the ignorance and hatred that we've been experiencing from this criminal syndicate regime over the past 11 months, 12 months. And we're seeing, we saw how love and intelligence just completely dismantled ignorance and hatred. But on that thought, that doesn't mean that ignorance and hatred is any less or lessening in any way. Because we saw when I said earlier in a previous video how I highlighted the fact that in my administration, I'm going to have alpha women comprising a huge part of it. I was raised by alpha women. My mother, my grandmother, my aunt. There's a long line of alpha women in my family that, made us the people we are. And because of their love, because of their alpha love, we're seeing that when I said to you guys that what they fear most are our beautiful females, our moms, our sisters, our wives, our daughters, are who they fear most. And some of you say, nah, we don't fear anybody. We don't fear women. We don't fear women at all. The beta boys right away chimed up. And if you haven't heard, if you haven't noticed, they just pretty much stripped professionalism from every female-driven career, every female-driven profession. They are now saying you are no longer a professional because they fear you. They want to subjugate you. Project 2025 in full bloom. We warned you, we told you about it, but that huge chunk that reads at a second or third grade level believe the ignorance and hatred because they peaked in middle school and they needed a president to make the lives of others worse because they knew that their lives would never get any better because of their choices, their decision, their ignorance and hatred. So they needed a president that's going to go out there and make the lives of others worse just so they feel better about their pathetic, sad existence. And it's sad, but I love you. I love you, all you little barking. And we're going to have facilities and special programs to deal with your ignorance and your hatred because we're going to deal with that as a mental illness, as the mental illness that it is. Because nobody's born hating. You learn that throughout your pathetic little lives. So we're gonna help you. We're gonna help correct that. And those of you that want the help, the ones that don't, there will be other forms of dealing with you. Like our billionaires, our beautiful patriotic billionaires. My billionaire, Patriot Billionaire Fairness Act will ensure that your love and your intelligence and your beautiful wealth stays in America. You're not going to be able to take it out and leave the country if you don't like the fact that you're going to have to pay your fair share. It's not going to happen. So the fear of our beautiful women, the sources that we owe everything to, our moms, our sisters, our moms, our grandmoms, our wives, our daughters. This is who they fear most. And this new order that they're putting through to strip you of your professional careers, of your degrees, of your doctorates, because beta boy bitches are threatened by you because there's no other reason for this, shows what I've been saying all along, that we cannot have anybody in D.C. be our next president. We need one of us. And I say it again, to me the best president will be a single mom who's raised 3 kids successfully despite her idiot husband. That's leadership. And that's what they fear. That's what they fear. The fact that you can do that and they can't. Because of the love and intelligence that you're innately born with. So I'm going to have a cabinet of alpha women just to terrify the hell out of these beta bitches. All these beta boy bitches will cower at the feet of our alpha women that I will empower to return our nation to the founding fathers' vision of a nation solely built on freedom. Wasn't a Christian nation, wasn't a white nation, because if it were, these writers, these detailed, deliberate individuals would have wrote it into that beautiful document. Not one word says God, Christian, Jesus, Christianity. 4,543 words. Writers would have put it in there. Prominently, everywhere from the top down. It would have said, "We the Christians of America." It would not say "we the people" if they wanted a Christian nation. They would have wrote it at the top, bigger than everything else. But because they knew that we the people was where the power and strength of their nation built on freedom would be, they put that at the top. And they could have called it the separate states, the individual states, the Christian states, the Anglo states. They didn't. They consciously, purposefully named it the United States of America. Because they knew the power and strength of we the people was united. That other word they fear so much. So we're seeing everything that I've laid out and everything that I've expressed to you guys, that the vast majority of you guys understand and have agreed with. But those little beta boy bitches will say, Trump is the best president of my lifetime. My answer to that is, man, you've lived a sad, pathetic lifetime. If you think this is the best. Because some of us actually got to live during a small sliver of American life where we were proud to say that we were the melting pot of the world. And let me tell you, the best art, the best music, the best technology, the best innovations came out of that era. The best music came out of that era. And that doesn't matter what genre, country, salsa, hip hop, rap, rhythm and blues, the best. I challenge anybody to tell me an age where better talent came out. Because it doesn't exist. So we the people need to get back to that founding fathers' vision of a nation built on freedom. We need to remove all these beta boy bitches, address with them and deal with them effectively and concisely as never before, in what will be the largest cleaning of ignorance and hatred throughout the nation that there has ever been. Because you will not find an Adolf Hitler statue in Germany. You will not find a Hermann Goering Way in Germany. So Robert E. Lee Boulevards are gone. All these bases that they're returning the racist names to will be removed again. And every power, every right that has ever been touched against the women that gave us life will be returned and empowered forever under an administration that I will bring of love and intelligence. Not a politician, not a captain of industry. I'm a regular, middle of the road, moderately talented, moderately educated, real fucking American, whether you realize it or not. The brown in my skin means that my roots have been on this continent longer and before any of you beta boy bitches ever stepped on our nation. And let me tell you, my brown brothers and sisters, I really need to dive in and see what the problem is here with our native nations that are still getting screwed and being treated as less when they are actually more. So I need to fix that. Like I said, I'm about solutions. And I don't think that excluding our native lands from the nation makes any sense at all. So again, I don't know how that is. Please, if you are part of a Native American a nation, tell me, let me know. Let me know what you want. Because I see the sadness. I feel it. So we got to fix that. When the founding fathers put we the people on top, they knew that there were a lot of things that they couldn't say and they couldn't write into their document at the time. Like assigning percentages to human beings. That I guarantee you they weren't in agreement about that. Some were obvious slave owners. They said, no, they don't get any rights. We're their masters. We own them. They don't get any rights. The other side said, listen, brother, we're building a nation on freedom. Solely on freedom. So it's either rights for everybody or rights for nobody. So because they're building a democracy, they came to a democratic resolution, a compromise that became that deplorable, horrific assigning of percentages to human beings. But because of that democratic decision, that compromise, awful as it is in today's world, that compromise laid the groundwork for a nation built on freedom. And that's why they put we the people bigger at the top. Because they could have wrote, in order to form a more perfect union, we the people. They didn't write it that way. The writers didn't write it that way. They wrote, "We the people," in order to form a more perfect union. They put it first because they knew that that's where the power was. They knew that foreign and domestic powers would try to derail their vision of that nation built on freedom. And they wrote that part into it. Protect our nation against all foes, foreign and domestic, as we're seeing and we saw on January 6th. So enough of that shit. That's all I'm saying. Enough of that shit. It's time for one of us. We've had military leaders. We've had political leaders. We've had actors. We even had a P.T. Barnum take the presidency. We've never had one of us. We've never had a regular, real American rise to the presidency. And I know the beta boy bitches are right away going to say, "Oh, that's J.D. Vance. That's J.D. Vance." And I'm going to say this. J.D. Vance had that opportunity. He could have been that regular American to rise to the presidency. But you know what? Greed, ignorance, and hatred bought him. Showed who he really was. A pathetic, spineless little coward who can be bought. I'll say it again. I'm not interested in being president for 8 years. I only want 4 years. That's all I need, 4 years. And that's because of my age. I just turned 66. By the next election, I'll be 68, going on 69. 4 years after that, I'm done. I don't want to go into continue to be president after that. I want to be that bridge to the younger generation. Because some of you have said that I'm retarded. Well, yeah, maybe that is. That just means that if I'm 66, my brain is operating at a 46. 20 years retarded, I'll take it. You want to say that? Okay, I'll take it. That means my brain is operating at a 46-year-old age. That's why at 66, I can still hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that none of you beta boy bitches can do. That's why I can sing, I can paint, I can play multiple instruments. I can speak múltiples idiomas. Le hablo en el idioma que yo quiera. Que lo vuelva usted loco. That's why I'm going to provide, on day one, translators with 100 languages built in for every American for free, provided by the federal government. So that you don't have to get upset when people are speaking in their native tongues and the cultural heritage that gives their lives meaning and strength and richness that none of you have, so you're upset about it. So we're going to give you translators so you understand everybody talking everything. Because of course, everybody speaking in a different language is talking about you pathetic, spineless little white people. So we're going to have the translators in your ear, in your cap, in your glasses. There'll be a whole bunch of different variations where the translator will be with you all the time so you can understand everybody. So you little fucks don't have any more problems and want people removed from their livelihoods, from their lives, from their children, because you stupid fucks don't understand what people are saying. Because their intelligence is higher that they can control multiple languages, and you can barely speak one. So it upsets you, I understand. So I have a solution for that, because I've said it, I'm about solutions. So ladies, if you weren't upset before, if you weren't up in arms already, you've just been stripped of your professional careers. They said that they don't want you to succeed. They want you having babies and at home cooking. And they're doing that. That's part of Project 2025. It was in there. This is not a surprise. This does not surprise me in any way, shape, or form because I read Project 2025 beforehand. And some of us older, wiser people warned you about it and said, look, this is Castro, this is Hitler, this is the same autocratic bullshit repackaged, wrapped in a flag, then stabbed by a cross. But it's the same bullshit. Y'all didn't listen. Especially the Cubans. Oh, Trump can't be a dictator. He's a capitalist. You stupid fucks. You don't realize that the biggest capitalists of all are the dictators because only they control the capital of the entire country? Are you really that stupid? Come on, man. Enough of this shit. It's time for one of us. A regular married. Doesn't have to be me. It can be you. It could be your dad, your mom, your uncle. A single mom who's raised 3 kids on her own successfully, despite her idiot husband. There's no better form of leadership than that. There's no bigger overcoming of an idiot. And especially an idiot husband who feels ownership over you. And now wants to strip you of the sacrifice that you made. Because while you were being a mother, I'm sure some of you were studying those careers and getting those degrees while you were taking care of your husband, while you were taking care of your children, your family, your mom, your sick dad. And now they want to strip it from you because they fear you ladies most. They fear you ladies most. These beta boy bitches who fell ass backwards into wealth need pathetic, spineless women. You see who they're married to. Not one of them has a spine combined. Not one of those minority women has spoken up against the horrors that they're doing to children. Not one. Not one. That's the kind of women they want. Spineless, voiceless. And I know that's not who you are. I know that's not who American women are. I know that's not who Latina women are. I can tell you that for a fact. That's not who black women are. I'll tell you that for a fact. Because let me tell you, freedom in this country was paved by black women. I'll say that again. Freedom was paved by black women. Deal with it, beta boy bitches. And they fear all women above everything else. They're proving it. They're showing it. This little quiet act to strip you of your doctorates, to strip you of your degrees, is beta boy bitch cowardness in full bloom. So we ain't gonna have it. It ain't gonna happen. Whatever they're doing will be undone. With cojones. Because we need real American cojones. And that's what I'm offering. That's what Mandami brought to the White House. Real American cojones. And you saw the power of love and intelligence over beta boy bitch ignorance and hatred. He melted in the presence of love and intelligence. And that's where we're heading, folks. We're going to take control of our country. We're going to bring it back to the Founding Fathers' vision of a nation built on freedom and empower Americans rather than criminalize existence. I love you. I love every single one of you. I'm George De Lara. I want to be your next president. It's crazy. It's crazy and impossible. Crazy and impossible that a brown, middle of the road, moderately talented, moderately educated, brown, Latino, que habla múltiple idioma, que habla en cubano, que habla como los boricua. I've been called Colombian, Puerto Rican, Dominican, you name it. And I'm proud. Every time they say, oh, you're a Mexican? Thank you. You're Colombian? Thank you. You're Venezuelan? Thank you. You're Nicaraguan? Thank you. Because we come from proud people. We come from kings, from queens, from majestic civilizations that by far exceeded a little 200-year project. So we are the ones that are going to ensure that the Founding Fathers' vision of a nation built on freedom continues. Doesn't end at the hand of beta boy bitches who want to impose a Castro, Putin, beta boy bitch, techno, religio mumbo jumbo dictatorship on a nation built on freedom, on a people who took on the biggest army on the planet solely for freedom. They told King George, listen, bro, you ain't right. We want freedom. And here we are. Now under attack by cowards, by beta boy bitches who fear women so much that they need to strip you of your degrees, of your doctorates. Come on, man. We deserve better. We the people deserve better because, like Abraham Lincoln said, we the people are the rightful masters, both the courts and the Congress, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who would pervert it. And we see a daily perversion by beta boy bitches, fearful of our women, of their own wives. They need to keep them quiet, can't allow them to speak, despite all the horrors that they're committing against children, against women, against their own countrymen. We're going to put an end to that. We the people. I'm George Delara. I want to be your next president. I love you. I love every single one of you. I don't care your color, your skin. I don't care your nationality. I don't care your background. I don't care how you got in the country. I care that you love this country. And people come to America because they love that idea of a nation built on freedom, on a nation where you can build your dream. And yes, because our immigration system has been broken, bad people get in, bad people do bad things, but I assure you, you are more likely to be killed by a right-wing extremist than by any immigrant right now in this country, or ever in this country. The records show it. It's not, I'm saying it. The statistics are there. So we're gonna fix that. Cannot, now they're after homeless people. The same system that created the homelessness, now it wants to call them criminals because you failed to succeed despite all the fucked up things we did to you. Majority are veterans, people who had no place to go when they closed the mental health facilities and the treatment centers. But because they need slave labor, they need to fill up these prisons they're building. But don't worry, we're going to put the prisons to good use. We're going to put all these prisons that they're building for themselves. They're going to house them. We're gonna put them to good use. We the people will return our nation to the Founding Fathers' vision of freedom. God bless you. God bless every single one of you. God bless America. God bless the American people. I'm George Delara. I want to be your next president. I love you. I love everyone. God bless you. We the people.